In the next step, what we are going to be doing is we are going to attach these legs to the doll body. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that both your legs are the same length. You've now obviously stuffed them with a cotton on the inside, and then you've covered it with the jersey where you have closed it at the top. So make sure that they are the same length. So I'm going to show you, if I measure mine basically from the back of the heel up to, I get about a 22.5 centimeters. So yours might differ slightly, but use that as your guide. 22.5 centimeters. I'm going to check this one. We're also at a 22.5, so then we know we're good. When we're measuring up where we want to attach our buttons, I'm allowing a half a centimeter for the fact that I've got this cover at the top. So I'm measuring down from the top 3.5 centimeters down. Then I'm getting the center of this leg, which is 7 centimeters. So I'm the entire length or the width of the front side is 7 centimeters. So I'm measuring at a 3.5. So it's 3.5 down, 3.5 to the side, or whatever your center is. I've marked that. I've done the same with the other leg. And the first thing we want to be doing is we want to be attaching the buttons first before we start to sew this leg to the body. It's just going to be much easier. The space where we want to be attaching our leg to the doll body, we're going to use that dot as a measure, the beginning of that. And then we say, okay, so we took the liberty to attach our buttons on the indicated marks. Now we are going to be attaching it to our doll body where we've said we wanted it. So I just want to make sure that we're still 7 centimeters. This one is also 7 centimeters. Okay, so now you want to make sure that you get the longest needle possible. My needle I have is about 17 centimeters long. It's quite long. And you want to be getting some nice sturdy thread. You need to make sure that it's long enough. Okay, so let's start on this side. Okay, we're going to be putting it through that little marker over to this little marker. So there you see it goes in and there it comes out. So you see, as soon as I start to pull this tight, my legs are going to be aligning nice close up to my body. And throughout the process, you need to make sure that these legs are even at the bottom. Otherwise, if the one is longer than the other one, the doll is not going to be able to stand. So it looks quite even to me. But as you put it tighter, you'll be able to get a much better feeling of if it's working or not. So now I'm going to be going through the other hole. I'm going to go out that side. Remember, this is going to get a little bit difficult because this is still fairly easy. I can still move these legs, but as soon as I start to attach them, just be careful that you don't pin yourself. Once again, you would put her on your lap and then it's just going to be so much easier. Okay, so we want it to come out on the other side. I can't see where it is. There it is. It's out that side. Looks even to me. So now see, as we start to pull this, the legs are coming close to the body. So now we're going to continue doing this until we're satisfied that these legs are attached well and the doll will be able to stand on them. This is why you need to make sure that your needle is long enough. If you don't have a long enough needle, this is going to be a nightmare. I've managed to get it through. Just make sure that you don't have a knot on that side. And once again, we are pulling it tight. Then you will see these legs come together. Okay, so we're going to continue doing this. Just make sure that your thread is strong enough so as you pull this tight, it doesn't snap. Okay, so there it's coming out the other side. Okay, let's just make sure. I want to be pulling this one a bit tight. Okay, they're still even at the bottom. I'm just going to keep on pulling this one tight. Let's see. I think we're happy with that. Our legs are attached. So what I want to be doing is I'm going to make a little knot. I'm just going to pull it tight for one last time. Then I'm going to be making a little knot on this side so that it doesn't come undone. So there you have it. Your doll's legs are attached and you are ready to move on. So the next step, we are going to be attaching the arms. You can measure it from the neck, 2.5 centimeters down. So just find your little space for the neck. Then you measure 2.5 centimeters down, make a little mark on that side, same with this side. And then remember, you need to get the center between these two. Mine is 10 centimeters, so I would use the 5 centimeter mark over there, say 2.5 centimeters down. So that's where I would attach my one arm on the one side. what we're going to do here is let's just get the leg measuring down 2.5 centimeters, then getting the center 10 centimeters over there. So just make sure that you feel that they are even, go on the same length at least. Then you will use also a little smaller button for your arm, about 1 centimeter in from the top. You'd measure about 1 centimeter, and that is where you want to attach your button. Let's say 1.5 because you want the top of your button to be about 1 centimeter. You're going to use a small button, then you're going to be touching your arm, this one and that one, in the exact same manner that you did your legs. Remember, we are not going to be pulling it as tight as the legs because as soon as you start to pull the arms too tight, they tend to flip up. So we just want them attached. So now we are going to be attaching the arms. So we follow the same principle as with the legs. We've got smaller buttons. We're measuring 1.5 centimeters from the top of the arm to the center, to where we want our button attached, and then we find the center. So we also took the liberty, we've sewn these buttons to the arms, and now we are going to be attaching them to the doll. So we've made our little marks, and from the looks of it, they seem to be aligned. So let's start doing this. Okay, so we start with the one arm first. Just be mindful that your dowel's now on the inside. Now I'm going to go all straight through the leg out on the other side. Remember, we said we're not going to be pulling this as tight as the leg. We just want them attached, because as soon as we start to pull it too tight, they are going to be standing up. We don't want that. And then just make sure that they seem even to you. I'm now just going to be ending this off, making a little knot. There you are, all ready to go.